Wow. Friday night and we're sultry as a poultry pan. You're tuned in to another hot episode of my Tizite Hamstrings. You know, I'm Graham Rogers, and with me as always is my butter pecan co-host, Mr. Gerard Bauer. Damn, if you ain't feeling the heat tonight, then I don't know if you are even alive, because it is hot. I'm talking toe sweat. I'm talking never stop sweating. I got out of the bathtub today. Why was I in the bath? Because I was stinky as could be. It was a cold bath, a nice tub bath. I thought that would cool me off, but this LA heat got me all dragged down through the muck and through the mire. I felt like I was going through some hundreds of depths of hell, and Fahrenheit and Celsius degrees of temperature, lake acid, lakes of fire. I think the city's burning down right now. I can't really tell. Everything is blended together and I feel like it's hell. And oh well, you gotta make it through. Turn the AC on. If you don't got AC, then get a job so you can afford some. It's hot as hell out there. Surviving, get a pool. If you can't afford a pool, then I don't wanna know you. If you can't afford a pool, then I don't understand who you are. Hop in mine and I'll take you far. It's hot out there. Oof.
Gotta stay cool.
'Cause it's hot out there.
Gotta stay cool.
'Cause it's hot out there. Hop in, cannonball. Gotta stay cool. Ooh, we ended on the same note. That's an orgasm right there, guys. Welcome to
Simultaneous.
Oh, dude. As always, I am Graham Rogers, and with me is Gerard Bauer.
My tight hamstrings.
My tight hamstrings, dude. You know, there's actually an instrument at the gym that measures the tightness of your hamstrings, and it goes on a scale to 0 to 100, and I'm sitting about 14 right now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You gotta keep it 100.
I can't, dude. If I went 100 on the hamstring stretcher, they would break. You know, so you hear about dicks breaking every once in a while, but you ever heard about a hamstring breaking?
It hurts.
Oh, have you ever had a torn hamstring?
I have not, but I've seen people who have, or I've heard people who have had it, and they say it's just like a weird tickle. It's a snapping, and then like a tickle up the back of your leg, like that you can feel it pop off the bone.
Oh, that's not, man.
Yes. If you ever want to listen to more stories like that, you should listen to my other podcast, The Caveman Poet Society. We have NFL players talking about their injuries.
That's a plug right there, guys. And that slipped
That's
in.
right. Yes.
That slipped in like a weed cookie in a normal batch of cookies. You know, your friend
Slide in the plug.
you slide in the plug, and all of a sudden, you know, I was at I think that's bullshit when someone provides the snacks and they bake goods and it's just weed. I was at this party a few months ago and someone baked brownies and no one told anyone that they were weed brownies. And, you know, some people can handle like high doses of THC and other people can't. You know, halfway through the party, you started seeing people looking like space cadets. Some people were having fun. Other people were wondering, why is my mind melting? I just had this delicious brownie, and all of a sudden I want more brownies, but I can't because this thing maybe just got me onto a different level. You know, there was that one story about that guy in college. I think he was in Colorado because, of course, Colorado loves their weed, man. Colorado loves their marijuana. And this guy brought a plate of marijuana cookies to his class. Got his whole class stoned, and now he's in jail. So I hope it was worth it. You know, that's one of those funny plans that backfire that you don't really think about the repercussions when you're doing them. I'm sure he was like, this is gonna get me laid. I'm sure he was like, yeah, this is what's gonna get me that A in that class. I'm gonna be the talk of campus. Guess what, buddy? You are, and not in a good way. You know, you're riding in the back of that cop car.
Do you think you get less time if you do the X-Lax thing? Like that, you ever heard of people baking cookies with X-Lax as like revenge? You think you get more time for the weed cookie?
Oh, definitely so.
That's weak, man.
Definitely so. I mean, because I think if you had an X-Lax cookie, you could just chop it off as maybe like uncooked egg, or maybe like the dough wasn't right. But if marijuana is, that is a psychoactive drug that can, say you have a marijuana cookie and then you start driving on the interstate and, before you know it, you think you're a UFO. That can be a problem. But say you're driving on the interstate and all of a sudden you got that gas mass, that stomach turbulence starts kind of culminating. The worst that's going to happen is you're just going to take a huge dump on your car seat. And that's going to suck. That's not going to be comfortable.
I got it, man.
That's like the second time you use that. Every time it makes me squinch.
It's not a very. It sounds like a painful fart. It's like, it came out hard.
Yeah,
it's like want a good relaxing, those are the good ones.
Yeah, that's the way. Like a shart should never be painful because sharts are already painful enough emotionally. If you ever shart your pants, it needs to be a nice, calming presence. That happened the other day. I maybe shart my pants, as an adult male. Didn't think about it, didn't really know, it was mid-afternoon, it was hot outside. Could have been anything. Sometimes you don't expect, the wildest things can happen. And then I got home and I was like, what is that smell? And that was that shart sting. So that's honesty right there.
That's brutal honesty.
That's brutal shart honesty. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I mean, dude, sharts are never a fun thing. I remember one time I was at Walmart with some friends of mine, and my buddy Drew shart himself at Walmart, and he just walked through Walmart, and he was just leaving fucking tire tracks all throughout Walmart, dude. He was just dribbling, just leaving little gerbil biscuits all throughout Walmart, just little presents for those employees to be like, is someone pooping in the entire store?
I think that happens every day at Walmart.
I mean, it's part of the job description, I think. It's like, yo, you gotta restock the shelves, you gotta ring people up, and you gotta be comfortable with sharts like all day. That's
Turd patrol.
Oh my god, that's like cigarette duty. Like you're like, okay, someone has to go clean up the cigarette butts, and you have to go clean up turds. The Walmarts aren't really that. Walmarts I used to go to them all the time, and I don't really go to many Walmarts anymore. We used to hang out in there, and it was always it was a very diverse place. Walmart was, you'd have every class of people in there at the same time, and what I never really understood is people shop for groceries at Walmart. They have Walmart like deli meat, and that's suspect to me.
Super suspect.
Like, what I don't like also about Walmart? I don't like that the Walmart guy himself was like one of those like cool rich guys. Like, till the day he died, Mr. Walmart drove like the same truck he bought when he was in college. I hate those stories, dude. Like, ball out. Don't be modest with your money. You're Mr. Walmart. Like, buy a country. Start a civil war. Do something fun with it. You only have X amount of years to live. Why you gotta drive that same pickup truck? There's a lot of other things out there you can do, like have sex.
With a pickup truck.
Those tailpipes are hot.
In a pickup truck.
In a pickup truck, around a pickup truck. You could even buy a pickup truck factory and have sex on every square inch of that floor. And that would be more exciting than what you did with your life.
Or just have sex in every truck they make. So you're just like, you can tell everybody, like, hey, what kind of car you got?
Dodge Durango.
Oh, yeah, I had sex in that.
When?
When it was born.
Damn. Well, I also got a Chevy 4x4. Do you have sex in that also?
Yeah. Just first base, though.
Oh. So that's not really sex. That was just tickling.
Depends what your first base is.
My first base is, I guess first base is just is that if she, at the end of the day, she seems interested.
Then you say you got the first base?
Yeah. As far as my dating has gone so far, yeah, first base is that at the end of the day, she wants to talk to me again. Second base is like she allows me to like touch her
Hand on the back,
sweaty hand on a very, very taut back. Third base is like kiss on the cheek, and a home run is like sex still. But
just jump right there.
Yeah. It doesn't. There's no, kind of warming up in my life, in my world. It's just kind of this, that, and bam, we're on.
All or nothing, baby.
All or nothing. Yeah, dude, it's been super hot this week, man, and I get grumpy when it's hot outside. I'm my Irishness. Like I always say that my preferred state of like my preferred physical state of existence is coughing, and like I like the vampiric kind of lifestyle is very attractive to me. Kind of laying down cold in a very oaky casket, and it's raining outside, and there's werewolves, but they can't find you because you're all cozied in, and you're cool, and it's moist. Oh, it's me, Count Specula. Come into my castle. I swear I don't bite. Count Specula only has not one, not two, but 3 sexual allegations charged against him. Me too. What the fuck?
I mean, is there ever a vampire that's not like a dirty, perverted creep?
Dude, all vampires are all sexual deviants because they got those fangs. So I mean, they gotta bite something, and also they never keep up with the law. Why does every vampire never have a clean house? You ever notice that? Find me a vampire that has a clean house, and I'll find you a werewolf that wants to be taken out for a walk. Woof 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 woof. And why we're about to get into this werewolf versus vampire shit.
Boy.
Because
this is hot. What is this, like 2007?
Yeah, because Twilight just came out, and I'm team Isabella.
Which one's Isabella?
I think she's the white one that has a house up in Los Feliz right now. What's her name? Oh, dude, I'm glad I never got into that, I'm glad I never got into... I mean, I watched the movie Twilight, but it just made me sad that I wasn't as hot as any of those people on that show. That's really why I stopped watching Twilight. It's because I realized, there's always something kind of sad about hot people, because, like, I remember, like, on bus trips, we go to church bus trips down south to Destin, Florida, and cool kids like JW were hooking up and finger blasting girls on the bus. And I remember I was with my buddy Josh, and we were eating sour gummy worms a lot. So we had like those kind of sour hands, and we didn't really touch many girls that trip. And
yeah.
But I remember like, dude, I remember we stopped at this gas station and we got horny goat weed. Remember that shit, dude?
Oh, yeah.
That's that OG fucking upper. And we put that horny goat weed in a friend's drink, and I think he just ended up like having a massive migraine because he wasn't ready for it. I mean, it's just a huge like dose of caffeine. I think. I don't know if it does anything. I don't know why they name it goat weed and horny. That's just to get little kids to buy it. That's not a real thing. But yeah, man, like seeing like. There's always a part... This is the level of fame I want to get to, Gerard. I want to be so famous that I don't have to approach girls anymore. Like, girls approach me.
That's a pretty high level of fame.
I know. I think that's every guy's dream. I don't mind approaching, but like I'd rather most of the work I've already been done for me by my work. So that they're like, oh, is that Graham Rogers from the podcast who shart himself at an AA meeting the other day?
Is that him?
I think he looks like him, but he's like even more charming in real life. Dude, I went to a screening. I went to the roast battle last night, the Comedy Central roast battle. They had filmed the third season of it, and it was amazing. It's super fun. But I had to wait in line with normal people, and that gave me anxiety, man. I got to be honest. You know, there are certain things that still, not still, but like as someone who thinks and does and wants so much, to wait in line for me is like that's it. That's death. I don't wait in line at clubs. You know, I have a philosophy, or this is my take on going to clubs. Okay, I don't go unless you want me there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not waiting in line because, oh, dude, this is a good story. So one time I was in New York City with my ex-girlfriend, and she was with her model friend. She was a model also, okay? And we go out to this this super hot New York club. It's like 2 a.m. The line's around the door. It's like one of those posh model clubs where people like Khloe and Kim Kardashian hang out. And, like Pitbull was probably DJing that night. So we pull up to the club, and the girls get inside right away. And they hold me back. The bouncer does.
Gives you the hand?
He gives me the hand, and he ropes me off in this special section by myself outside. And the girls go inside, and I was like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So the guy starts asking me questions. He was like, what do you do? And I said, I'm a comedian. And he said, would I know you from anywhere? And I said, no. And then he asked, what's my worth? Okay? And I was like, what's my worth as a human being? He goes, no, what's your pocketbook worth?
Damn, what's your bank account?
Yeah. And I said, I have about $30 to last me until the end of this month. So he keeps holding me back, and I'm getting more and more, how do you say, depressed at this point. Because, I'm used to being judged based on my merit of character, okay? I'm used to being judged based on the words that I put out into this earth. I'm used to being judged by the jokes in which I say on stage, and not by the money in my pocket. Yeah, not by the money in my pocket. So he keeps holding me out there. Finally, my ex, who I'm hoping to have sex with on that trip, comes out, and she's like, please, bouncer, let him in. He's my cousin from Mississippi.
Whoa.
I got the cousin card.
Ooh.
I got the cousin card.
Nothing in your pocket.
I got the cousin card.
Damn.
And then I still wanted to fuck it. Ooh. You know how humiliating it is when you travel across the United States into a foreign state? You go to a club where Bieber hangs out, and you're like, wait, no. The bouncer's like, wait, what? The bouncer's like, wait. They go inside, have some fun, get drinks, ball on them. I am hanging out, chilling, bar none. I am saying things like, I can make people laugh. He said, do it, fool. I said, knock, who dat? I punched the punch line, stepped on the step. My girl came out to me and said, let it rest. I said, no, not yet. I'ma let it hit now. Laugh, motherfucker, beat bow. That's that cousin card. Ooh, that's that cousin card. He's my cousin from Mississippi. I said, no, I'm not, bitch, cause if I am, I'm gonna fuck you. Ooh.
Damn, man, that is cold. It's some cold shit.
That's cold, man. And
what happened after that? You gotta tell me.
After that, I went to a club, and it was one of those clubs that was like kind of like a out of body experience. It was where like the players play, and like where like rappers hang out. So it was like a bunch of people smoking blunts and eating ecstasy pills and drinking like $30 drinks. And honestly, I hated it. I hated it. And there's all these sharks, I call guys that hang out, who have nothing to offer but what's in their pocketbooks, you know? And
They got pockets, man.
they got pockets. Yeah, they have pockets to my no pockets. You know, I'm walking around just hands free because I can't even put my hands in a pocket. I got shallow pockets,
Yeah.
you know? I got to hold on to my keys because they would fall out of my pockets. That's how shallow they are. You know, they can hold maybe one Werther's Original. That's how shallow my pockets are. One peppermint. That's how shallow they are. One pin top. That's how shallow they are. And, you know, they're all coming down on these girls, and, you know, it made me feel insecure, you know, because once again, for the first time in my life, I was being pitted against something I had no chance, you know. I had $35 to my name till next month, okay? I had to worry about things like, how am I gonna get home, and how am I gonna convince this girl who I want to have sex with to buy me breakfast in the morning without me looking like a schlub. And these guys are just throwing out hundreds. And after that, that's when I made that motto of, I'm only going to the club now when I'm asked to be, when I just not as a normal person, you know. I think my greatest fear is mediocrity. That, and I don't know, I would hate to put on a shoe that had a black widow spider in it also. That's pretty terrifying. So if you kind of put those two things together, mediocrity and black widow spiders, you know, and you meld them together into just a giant, decent, medium, potentially poisonous black widow spider, you know. Because if you're a black widow spider, you have one thing that you can offer, and that's some poison, but at least you know you can offer that. But say you're a black widow spider and you're kind of half-assing it. You bite me on the nut sack and it only swells up a little bit. You're not cutting it, little guy. What's your greatest fear when it comes to...
Mediocrity is a good fear.
Mediocrity is a great fear.
No, you don't want to be okay. You want to be good, or you want to be bad. You know, it's like you want to be either. Yeah. You want to be spectacular in your success or your failure.
And you want to aim really high, and you want to sink really low. That's not how it goes, but you guys get the idea. Yeah. But yeah, like that's something that I remember writing down about 6 years ago before I moved to LA. I was journaling, and I was at my buddy's house in Oxford, Mississippi, and my entry consisted of, I never want to have another good New Year's. I never want to have another just good year. I don't want to just do good. I don't want to have another just good birthday party. I don't want to have just another good time. I want everything to be excellent or beyond. And what I've learned is that that's not always the case. And that sometimes, you know, being good is good enough. But you have to elevate that also.
My mom said, if you only have good days, then you'll never have great days.
That's very wise counsel. That's very wise counsel. And on the other hand, if you always have bad days, when you have that good day, it can be really special also. It can be really special. Sometimes in the winter, I lay in bed thinking, writing lullabies in my head. Springtime comes, the rain does wash me away, and the flowers, they bloom, nothing but you, swept away in okay. quilted flowers, dandelions and lilacs, thinking about things that only I could talk about, like what's next, like what's next. The grass in my toes, I'm feeling grown, but like a child I'd never known. Like a grown child I'd never known. Yes, I don't even know. Reach your hand in the cookie jar, pull out one spanked by mother, save your appetite for dinner, son. That's beautiful.
That was like some Mumford Sons, man.
Yeah.
That was some depressed white people shit.
White people love listening to Mumford Sons with drinking whiskey out of a mason jar.
Or wine.
Yeah, or wine. And they have like a cheese plate, a charcuterie plate. God. Mumford Sons, I think, can only be enjoyed outside at a wine festival, and you have to have like some kind of handkerchief on you. Right?
A scarf. You gotta have some superfluous fashion item.
Yeah.
That would have been necessary in maybe the turn of the century.
Had you been like a coal miner.
Yeah. But today is completely unnecessary.
Unnecessary shit. Yeah, like yeah, you know, I think top hat, yeah, like a pair of like a unicycle.
Exactly.
Who needs a unicycle in an outdoor wine festival?
Like some stocking style socks instead of regular socks.
Like overalls with one of the straps just kind of undone over your teat, but you have a bra on underneath. You know, no one needs to be wearing overalls unless you are a farmer somewhere in Mississippi or Alabama, I think. I mean, I seen that. I thought one time I could maybe pull off the fashion statement of wearing, but then I was like, too much history.
Dude, you in overalls. I kind of want to see that.
I would, yeah, that'd be an interesting. You know, I feel like the danger of overalls is that I think once you put on overalls, you assume overalls, right? Like we put a t-shirt on, you're just like, you're a guy with a t-shirt on, but you put on overalls, like, dude, like you're something now. Like you put on overalls and I think all of a sudden you may know how to like irrigate a field. I think you put on overalls, you may know how to like, I don't know, like be mean to like a ethnic minority group. Because overalls are sinister. Like, think about that article of clothing. Some person said, you know what, let's make jeans, but let's put straps on them. Just in case you weren't wild enough, let's just see how this fits. We gotta find out who invented the overalls, man.
Oshkosh.
Bagosh, yeah. Him and Levi Strauss had a bastard baby, and that's how that started. We had to learn stuff about Levi Strauss all that junk in school.
I mean, you know, any of those guys, you just assume they were super racist back then.
I assume everyone that lived over 100 years ago was racist.
Yeah.
Not, and there's probably degrees of it also, but I think that like even like the cool hip people back then like might have been like, him in my restaurant.
They were racist because they were like, you know, there was a whole science behind racism back then. So people could be like, well, I'm a rational person, and this is what the science says, that clearly Chinese people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They
are inferior.
Yes.
With their head shapes.
Yeah, they would predicate their racism and their bigotry based on like physical and like neurological and
biological stuff.
That's the word I was looking for. They were racist based on anatomical
robots, and forensic science. But I bet the hipsters back then who were racist about people that other people hadn't even heard of. They were like, "Oh, you've never heard of Aborigines?" Whew. You know, like.
So they were like hip on it.
Yeah, they were hip on the racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't know. You know, they had to be the people who knew about all the races.
They were like, "Hey, have you guys heard about those Florida people?" Oof.
Those Seminoles.
Those Seminoles.
Seminole Indians. Oh, what? You've never heard of the Seminole Indians? Oh, yeah.
It's like,
oh, what? You're racist against black people? Oh, yeah. Wow. Looks like everybody else.
Cool.
I used to be racist against black people, but then everybody started being racist against black people. And
then I discovered
yeah.
Delaware.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole perspective on everything. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, I think that's it for the podcast, guys. You know, or for this episode at least. You know, I'm excited about it. It was a different podcast. It's because it's like 10:30 at night, so it's a little bit more tranquil, I think. But yes, that's okay. The vibes are okay. You know, as I said, you know, like every time I come in here and every time me and Shart sit in here, it's always an honor, and it just recertifies what I want to do, and that's to spread my light and love towards everyone and anyone that wants to hear it. So on that note, I'm taking you out. This has been another episode of My Tight Hamstrings. I am Graham Rogers, and as always, Gerard Bauer. Thank you guys, and have an awesome weekend.